Hey, and welcome to Discard. Today I'm going to talk about a few different companies and small businesses that are your best bet when it comes to displaying games or other game stuffs in your game collection or game room. Let's take a look. The first company has some awesome display stands for a bunch of different things in your game collection, and that's TrophyBit. I originally found TrophyBit on Etsy, and they make a wide range of tiered displays for different cartridges in your game collection. TrophyBit stands are tiered, and they're also made by 3D printing. And 3D printing as a process can cause all sorts of problems in making something, and you can end up with different results every time you print something. So I'm very amazed that TrophyBit has the ability to replicate the process and really make something that's the same every single time that they print it. But outside of their amazing quality, they also make stands for a tremendous amount of different cartridges, including the Nintendo Switch, the Game Boy, the DS and 3DS, and of course they even have one for Amiibo. Now, one of their stands that I actually use the most is the one that attaches to the Nintendo Switch dock. And I use this all the time because it holds a tremendous amount of different carts, but also allows me to turn my dock into more of an art piece because I get to see all of the artwork. And since the tiered display is tiered, it allows you to see the front labels of all of those different cartridges, and that is a huge plus. So I can definitely say, after a long time of purchasing things from TrophyBit, they definitely have an awesome product and they care about what they're making. So it's definitely well worth looking into them and checking out their Etsy page. Another one of my favorite companies that kind of goes a different route than the rest of the companies is DNA Dimension Designs. And they make a lot of stands and different things out of wood. I have personally dealt with some of their NES display stands, and I can say that they are very high quality. And it's very cool to have something that's made out of wood, so I can have a little bit of a different aesthetic when it comes to my game collection and how it looks. They also have another NES display on their website of a Triforce design, and it is a completely carved Triforce design that allows you to hold an NES card on it. And that is incredibly cool. But DNA Dimension Designs doesn't stop at display stands for cartridges only. It also has a tremendous amount of wall art on their store. One of the pieces of art on their store is a big Nintendo sign, and you'll typically see these in a lot of different vendors. You'll see metal signs, you'll see plastic signs, and even paper posters of the Nintendo sign. But these guys are really going up and beyond and carving it completely out of wood to make something totally original for your game collection. Now, the big kicker with DNA is that they will actually customize almost all of their products to what you want and what your specifications are. So if you wanted it to say your name, or if you wanted it to say your company name, I'm sure that they would be more than happy to do that and make something totally custom for your game collection. And when it comes to different outside of the box display solutions and ideas, I go to a company called BitLounger because they make some awesome ideas that you really won't see anywhere else. Now, their biggest idea is probably the BitLounger itself, and it's a quite large display stand that'll hold a bunch of different cartridges and has a top on it that's clear acrylic that closes and opens so that you can protect it from your room and the weather or whatever's around you. This display stand specifically is very cool because it has different inserts that you can purchase from them to put inside of it, so you can display your NES games or your Super Nintendo games or your Game Boy games and have really an all-in-one system to be kind of a Swiss Army knife for your game collection. But BitLounger didn't stop at just making that one product. They also made a wide range of other products like trays for different game cartridges in your game collection, as well as game protectors. They have these clear acrylic protectors that also function as display stands for those boxed games. BitLounger is definitely making an awesome product that has very high quality components in it. And they're also taking those high quality components and putting them together with accuracy and making something of a very high quality for your game collection and for displaying different games. So it's really cool to see a company making awesome stuff like this, especially outside the box stuff, for our game collections and for us. And probably the company I'm most addicted to right now is Cinco Games, because they do have a very original design for their display stands. Cinco stands are tiered, but they also have little clips at the top of each tier, and those hold onto the board of each game. I personally put in a lot of testing to see if this would damage the boards of the games, and I was happy to find that there was no damage to any of the games. I even talked to Cinco about it, and he did some testing on his own to see if there was going to be any damage to the cartridges before he even released these. But the big seller of these is that it's a minimalist design, so your cartridges are going to fit in there, and for the most part all you're seeing is your cartridges. The stand itself will be behind those cartridges, so it's kind of like your cartridges are floating there and all tiered so you can see the artwork. So it's a huge plus. Cinco Play also had some new stands released recently for some handheld cartridges, and they have their own original design for those. The handheld cartridge design has a more open top and is not clipping onto the cart in any way, shape, or form. And that design will allow it to work with a huge, wide range of different cartridges. I've personally used it for Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, WonderSwan, Neo Geo Pocket, and Game Gear. I was definitely pleasantly surprised that it worked fantastic with every single one of these cartridges, which shows that Cinco Play really put a lot of time and effort into testing these and finding out that it would work with them. So I definitely thought that Cinco Play definitely deserved to be on this list because they make some awesome things and they cover a wide range of different consoles and cartridges. And of course, I saved the best for last with Rosecolored Gaming. Rosecolored Gaming is probably the biggest staple of my game collection outside of the games themselves. I use their stands for my handhelds, my game controllers, different cartridges, the Nintendo Classics consoles, and even custom cases. Now, one of the big benefits of Rosecolored Gaming is the fact that they do make a ton of different items, and that allows you to continue that same aesthetic throughout your collection. So if you do have a bunch of controllers that you're going to display, and you have cartridges that you're going to display, and handhelds, it's going to be a really big benefit to have one company that's making stands for all of those different things. I certainly can't say enough good things about Rosecolored Gaming. They've been with me since the time I set up my own game room, and they keep making awesome things. So they're well worth keeping an eye on to see what they're going to be coming out with next. So thanks for coming and checking out Discard today. If you have any other companies or businesses that are making game stands or solutions for our game collections, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking for more of these, and for those companies that are making awesome stuff for the things that we love. If you want to help out Discard past a subscription, please check out patreon.com/discard and see all the awesome stuff that you can get for $2 a month. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. But otherwise, have a great day and collect what you love.
You'll never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin